For that you have to come to yoga. Yoga is an organ of knowledge. Normally it is thought to be something a spiritual discipline which gives you salvation, liberation, whatever. But in point of fact, yoga also is an organ of knowledge. It develops your consciousness in a different way. I will give an example. I know of somebody here in the ashram. He knows about people's problems before they have spoken out. And they give the solution also. At times it has happened, somebody has come to a stranger, he has never met him in his life. He comes and says, "What happened day before yesterday?" "What happened?" "I don't remember." "This happened yesterday or day before yesterday with your life?" "Yes, it did. This happened because of this." "You are troubled with it, I will give you the solution. This is the solution." The man goes back, he never meets him again, it comes out to be true. Now this is organ of knowledge. How does he know? Day in and day out this is happening. This is a fact, psychological fact. Now yoga develops this inner consciousness in you, different ways of knowing, feeling, doing. Yogis do things in a very different manner that ordinary people do, because they've got the knowledge. This knowledge comes from various spiritual disciplines, meditation, concentration, prayer, all that kind of thing, which are common in all religions. I've been in Roman Catholic monasteries in America, which seem to have a Hindu ashram. Excepting the service was different, the consciousness there, which was collective, was very much like that in a Hindu ashram. I felt very at home. It's very true. And so it happened at Protestant church in England also. They invited me to give a lecture on comparative religion, stressing on Hinduism, which I did. They asked me to stay overnight if I wanted to, so that I could join the service next night. I was going to ask whether I could do it myself. I was invited to do it. And in the night service, I was in a Hindu temple. So there is some kind of unity somewhere at the spiritual level. And it comes out in different contexts, different communities, different monasteries. In Japanese Zen monasteries, the same thing happened with me. I was in a zazen, the monasteries. And when the concentration became very intense, suddenly exploded. Everybody felt one. I was the only stranger there. Now how does it happen? It happens because from the yogic point of view, not only Sri Aurobindo's, yogic point of view, there is a certain underlying unity of the spirit, because they are all spiritual beings. We are not physical, vital, mental, intellectual, moral, aesthetic, primal. It is only external, surface. But how do you find the spirit in you? For that you come to yoga. And yoga is not Hindu. It's only a Sanskrit word. It's a 14th century classic called the Cloud of Undoing. There the first disciplines are give away all images, all imaginations, all constructions, all thinking or speculation. This word by word follows yogic textbooks in India. You read Eckhart, great German mystic philosopher. First thing he says, give up all images. Why? The spiritual disciplines are more or less in substance the same everywhere. This is because spirit is one. On the other hand, spirit expresses itself in a diverse manner, giving the complexity and difference of human nature. So you see diversity and unity together. We, because of our ego, because we have disconnected ourselves with God, we have fallen, if you like, in the image of the Old Testament. We are standing over against God. Therefore we have the conflict. So this unity of God, the oneness of God, which is a fundamental truth, which all religions declare in one voice. But the moment that we interpret, there are differences. So unity and diversity is already in the God's nature. It's extremely diverse and always one. So because of that, we have to get hold of the unity first, without forgetting that it is also diversely expressed, manifested. How do you keep the two together? That you can do only not by the mind, but in the soul in me, which is spiritual. That is already unified diversity, or diversified unity, whichever you put it. As I said, unified diversity or diversified unity. But the unity is the basic. Diversity is secondary. But because the world is real, according to Sri Aurobindo, it is not false or illusory, diversity has to be accounted for and allowed, but on the basis of unity. So human unity also will come about when you allow for the diversity of human nature of different nations, countries, traditions, cultures, etc. Also build it on the basis of unity, which is spiritual. So being a yogi and a mystic, he looks at all problems from the spiritual point of view. What is spirit doing in this context? Spirit is struggling to come out of diversity and conflict, a struggle, or effort and endeavor, and evolving a unity which will be very manifest to everybody. So ideal of human unity will be part of the whole problem of evolution. And there the main problem is that man is progressing towards the evolution of a higher consciousness than the mind. He calls it the supermind, for want of a better term. But supermind is God's own knowledge of himself and his own native power of acting, which has not functioned in the world yet. If that level of consciousness, which is God's own knowledge and his own native power of acting, starts functioning in human nature, there will be a radical transformation of human nature, down to the physical. And human unity will be part of this problem on the vital level. That is his standpoint from the spiritual yogic point of view.